Hello and welcome. I'm Oles Garjuk and you're watching Head to Head with UATV. Today we're talking about the development of Ukraine-China relations, and to discuss the issue we're joined in the studio today by Maryana Kahanyak, Head of Export Promotion Office at the Ministry of Economic Development and Trade of Ukraine. Hello and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. So first of all, this topic is very interesting to us because China is a giant manufacturer of basically anything possible and a giant economical partner for any country. So what is the current stage of relations between Ukraine and China?
Well, I would like to mention that Ukrainian trade relations between China and Ukraine are increasing, and last year the increase was by 18%. And of course, China is also a huge market, and a lot of Ukrainian producers of goods and services are interested to sell products, to export products for Ukraine to this particular market. And this is why we just got back from Shanghai, where we organized the national stand on the China International Export exhibition, where China invited 130 countries to participate in this particular exhibition, so they can propose their products to the Chinese buyers.
Was it the first time that Ukraine participated?
Or
the first time that Ukraine built its own stand and could welcome all the participants from Ukraine to showcase their
that was the first exhibition, actually, the first import exhibition that China organized. And they did it just to make sure that they will be able to see the products showcased by 130 countries. And those are the products that Chinese market is interested in importing. So basically, for us, those are the export products.
Great. So what was Ukraine presenting?
Well, Ukraine was lucky to participate on both levels. First, it was the country presentation, the national stand that we were organizing at Export Promotion Office. And second, there was a commercial also part where Ukrainian companies came and sold their products. So we were mainly responsible for national stand, for presenting Ukraine as a country, to present its development in trade, in investment, in tourism, in everything what we have as a country to offer to the China. And also there was the commercial part, which was organized by Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce.
Well, speaking of trade, what can Ukrainian producer offer on the Chinese market? Keeping in mind that Chinese market is huge and basically our goods, how can they be compatible?
Well, you know, I think that Ukrainian goods can be competitive in many countries, and I would like to mention here that last year Ukrainian government adopted the export strategy of Ukraine, and China was identified as one of the focus markets for Ukrainian products to grow their exports to. So I think that's very important market. It has the potential, and it's very important market both for trade and also for direct investment from the Chinese market.
And speaking of trade, what can we propose?
Well, at our national stand, we propose both traditional products with more like usual products that they produce, and we also showcased all the possible added value products, both with big companies and rather small and medium business companies that also are interested to sell to China.
Were there any deals agreed upon already during this exposition?
Well, we had, our stand was more like a communication platform where people can meet, where people could communicate, find partners. We had a direct prohibition to sign deals on the stand because it was more about national promotion. But we had a lot of companies that find the partners, and now they are negotiating. And also we get some information after that. We get follow-up as people asking to connect them with the company. So I cannot tell you about the exact deal now, but I see that there was a lot of work done, and now it's maybe too early to talk about amounts.
Developing.
Yeah, but it's developing, and we see a lot of also negotiations and contacts for companies to be able to negotiate the deals.
Well, okay, Maryana, in your opinion, how important is Ukraine as a trade partner for China?
Well, I would say that Ukraine is important not only for China, but for all the countries in focus, identify export strategy as a partner. Of course, for us, it's very important to be able to develop these relations and to be present, as a country in the market. Of course, it's not an easy market. Everyone understands it, but we see a lot of ambitions from Ukrainian companies to enter the China, and also a lot of potential. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to facilitate different platforms for companies, Ukrainian companies and Chinese companies to meet and be able to negotiate and sign deals.
Well, you said that this year we improved our turnover with China, right? What is the future plans? I mean, what figures do we plan to achieve in the future? What figures of turnover?
Well, what we see, as I mentioned, that last year that was 19% of increase in our bilateral trade. Also, by August of 2018, there was already over $6 billion of trade. Well, I don't see that there is like a target that we have to achieve, but definitely there is some tendency of growth and interest in the market.
As far as I know, first Vice Prime Minister and Economic Development and Trade Minister of Ukraine, Stepan Kubiev, was also in China, and he announced that Ukraine initiated some kind of consultations on development a free trade zone, possible free trade zone between our countries. What do you know about this?
Well, we are very happy and thankful to the first Deputy Prime Minister that he was headed the Ukrainian official delegation to this exhibition. He was also the part of the opening ceremony, and I know that very many members of Ukrainian delegation from all different ministries has a lot of bilateral G2G meetings where we discussed all kinds of possible cooperation in economic, in agro sector, in infrastructure. Yes, we've heard this announcement after the exhibition, and I think that we should be looking closely to the further developments on the websites and on the communications lines of the Ministry of Economic Development and Trade.
Well, and speaking about this exhibition, were some top officials, Chinese top officials, visiting our stand as well?
Yes, we had the Vice Prime Minister of the State Council of the People's Republic of China, Louis He. He visited our stand, and also the President of Lithuania, Dalia Grybauskaitė. Yes, she also visited our stand.
So basically, there were a lot of top officials from different countries. Basically,
well, yeah. Actually, the first day was totally closed for official delegations, and they were going through the national pavilion where 80 countries were present by national pavilions.
Well, this is exciting. Well, thank you for delivering such a positive news today for us, and thank you for being a guest in our studio.
Thank you very much for inviting.
That was Maryana Kahanyak, Head of Export Promotion Office at the Ministry of Economic Development. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more with UATV.